Hello and welcome, Sudoku fans, to yet another extreme puzzle from my phone app. There's an 8 here and here, and there are two 8s here blocking all of these cells here. And therefore an 8 must go here for column 8. This cell must be a 6 because of these two 6s. And therefore, because of this 6 and this 6 here, one of these two cells must be a 6. And having a ghost 6 here and this 6, we need to find a 6 for one of these three cells. But it can't go in this cell because of this 6, nor can it go in this cell here because of this 6. So this is an easy 6. It happened here. There you go. What are these pencil marks doing here? I think I did something wrong. Yeah, I was holding down the shift key. Apparently that's how you do pencil marks on this side. Let's see. Let's do control 1 and then, yeah. Okay, so that's how you do pencil marks on this side. I never noticed because I don't use pencil marks. But now I know if the need should ever arise. This 9 blocks these cells, and therefore one of these two must be a 9, making one of these two a 9. This 6 and this 6 and this 6 block all but this cell from being a 6. And we can find an 8 for column 4, and here is how. An 8 cannot go here, here, or here, can it? And it cannot go here either because of this 8 here. And this 8 blocks these cells, putting an 8 in one of these two cells. So therefore, this cell also cannot be an 8, leaving just this cell here. This 3 and this 3 puts a 3 up here, of course. And this 3 and this 3 will end up landing a 3 in one of these cells here, okay? This 3 blocks these cells here. Therefore, one of these cells will have to be a 3, and it cannot be this one because of the 3 here. So this is a 3. And back to the 3s, as I said, one of these will have to be a 3. These cannot be a 3 either, so now all of these cells are blocked from being a 3. This 3 blocks this cell as well, and this 3 blocks this cell. So this is how we find a 3 for column 4. Now this 1 and this 1 forces a 1 to go in this cell. It's the only cell left in this column that can be a 1. That now leaves a 2, 7, and a 9 for these three cells. There's a 2 and a 7 here, making this a 9. And now we have the 9 here, and we remember one of these had to be a 9. We discussed that earlier. So if these have to be a 2 and a 7, then these therefore must be a 4 and a 5 in some order. This 5 and this 5 puts a 5 in this cell. So with one of these being a 4 and the 4 down here and the 4 here, that puts a 4 in this cell, doesn't it? And we have a 4 here and here. That makes this cell a 4. And now one of these two cells must be a 4. This 2 and this 2 and this 2 here puts a 2 in this cell like so. And now one of these two cells must be a 2 as well. What I am seeing, however, is the outlines of a 1 because these three cells have to be a 1, 4, and a 5. We know that the 1 can't go here, therefore it must go here or here. This 1 forces a 1 to go in one of these three cells, and therefore in one of these two cells. So the only place in this column that can be a 1 is this here. And now we need to find a 2, 3, and a 7 to complete this column here. So this is a 3 or a 7. This is a 3 or a 7, and therefore this must be a 2. Because we have a 2 here blocking this cell and the 2 here blocking this cell, this must be a 2. And we still needed to find a 2 and a 7 for these two cells, right? Now this cannot be a 2 anymore because of the 2 here. Therefore the 2 goes here and the 7 here. This 7 and this 7 puts a 7 here. And now one of these two cells will have to be a 7. And therefore one of these two cells will have to be a 7, and therefore one of these two will have to be a 7. This 5 blocks these cells, and this 5 blocks these cells, making this a 5. And these two 5s now makes this a 5. And now one of these will have to be a 5 as well. These three will have to be now 1, 6, and a 7. See, so there's a 6 here, and there's a 6 here. That makes this a 6. So this is a 1, 7, and this is a 1, 7, except there's a 1 that blocks this cell here. Therefore, it's a 7. And the 1 must go here. These two 7s now force a 7 to go here. What else can we do? Well, these two have to be 6 and an 8. There's a 6 in this row, therefore this is a 6 and this is an 8. And given the 8 here and the 8 here, this now becomes an 8, and we still need one more 8, I believe. The 8 here and here force an 8 to go here. And that was the last 8 of this puzzle. These have to be a 1 and a 9. And therefore this must be a 7. That makes this a 7. Well, these three have to be a 3, 7, and a 9, and therefore this must be a 2. And that makes this a 2, and this a 2, and this a 9. This must be a 9. These are still a 4 and a 5. These two now have to be a 1 and a 7. There's a 7 in this column, making this a 1 and this a 7. And therefore this is a 7. And this must be a 1 now because of the 1 here and the 1 up here. So the 1 goes here. Yes, there's a 5 here and here. That makes this a 5. And therefore this is a 5, making this a 5 and this a 4. And that makes this a 4, doesn't it? This is now going to be a 9, making this a 9 and this a 1 and this a 1. This last cell must be a 4, making this a 4 as well. This now has got to be a 9, as making this a 3 and this a 3, and this is a 9. Another fun little puzzle, and I hope that you enjoyed it and that you will come back for more. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.